Hey, triathlon fans, welcome to another quick Facebook Live. We're here outside. You hear the dog barking in the background. It is a much nicer day here in Kansas City. We're in the 80s and sunny. Dogs out on the patio barking at people, so it's all good. Hopefully that doesn't distract you too much. Izzy, stop it. Stop. We'll see if that works. Anyway, wanted to go over some quick tips on coming back from burnout. Izzy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Stop barking at people. See if that works. I seriously doubt if it will. Barking at people or barking at animals? Let's go check it out. Shall we? Izzy, what are you barking at? What are you barking at? Oh, yeah. Stop barking at people. I seriously doubt if that worked at all. We'll see. So, if you just joined in, do a quick little Facebook Live. We're going to talk about burnout and how to make a comeback from that. I've experienced it here off and on myself, and you know, it's no fun. You get worn out doing the old grind and getting ready, but a couple things to address that. First, address things outside of triathlon. You know, if your personal life's kind of hodgepodge and a mess, you know, it'll kind of get out there and it'll bleed over into triathlon. So if you don't take care of the personal life, that can bleed in there really easily. So make sure you address things that need to be addressed. The second thing is, if you're not getting real sleep, it's not really, you're going to have a tough time. Without sleep, everything just kind of falls apart. And I don't care if you think you can get by with 3 or 4 hours of sleep, but if you're doing a full load of triathlon training and you're trying to get, cheat yourself out on sleep, you're going to have a tough time kind of climbing out of that hole. So that's going to be kind of hard. The other thing is making sure you're eating right. Eating the right things, not just eating food. The consistency and the quality does matter. So if you're not eating good, healthy foods and doing recovery properly with nutrition and stuff, that's definitely going to not make you feel very good if you're not eating the right things, especially if you're not timing it right. I hate to say it, but alcohol is kind of a Debbie Downer when it comes to trying to climb out of that burnout rut. It may make you have a nice evening or something like that, but if every night, you kind of have a beer or something like that just to kind of help you go to sleep a little bit easier or something like that, and especially if you're drinking on a consistent basis, that's just going to hinder your ability to be able to recover and have motivation to get up and do these types of workouts and stuff. So you might take a look at that. It's not the case for everybody, but sometimes, cutting back a little bit or cutting back altogether with alcohol consumption can kind of help you get past that little burnout phase. Once you pay attention, maybe start doing a diary, going back to the eating thing. So maybe, kind of analyze when you're not feeling good. And then kind of look at what you've been eating, because the days before, what you eat the day before will affect the day after. So if you're consistently not eating well, after time, that will kind of show up, and you'll be run down, you'll be overworked, and almost chronically fatigued, and that can lead to burnout too. So just make sure that you're keeping track of what you're eating, because if you think about it, I can't remember all of what I've eaten the day before. So over time, it might be better to have a log or a diary, just to see when you're feeling, how you're feeling, and what day, and then kind of what you've been eating, and if that kind of affects, and it maybe even lead to like, hey, I need to be tested for food allergies or something. Sometimes that can kind of drag you down too. So just keep a log of how you feel, maybe how you're sleeping, and what you're eating, and just see if there's a pattern that kind of leads to that kind of chronic burnout feeling. The other one is, if you don't have a sustainable routine, I know when you're training for a full Ironman, it can get, there's some long weeks in there of 17, 18 hours of training maybe. But for the rest of the time, if you don't have a sustainable schedule and lifestyle, then you just can't keep up with it, and you're going to burn down. It's just going to be a cycle. You feel good, get back to the schedule, get overworked, burn out, spiral down, try to hit bottom and come back up, and then it's just kind of repeating fashion. So if you don't find a way to make it sustainable for family, for life, for everything else, that triathlon is just going to become a stressor, and you definitely don't want that. This is supposed to be a fun hobby. The last thing is focus on the small goals that feed the big ones. So if you're doing a 70.3, don't always think about the whole distance 70.3 and doing that race, or think about the full Ironman and doing that race. think about the small little goals of training and the weeks that you need to do leading up to the race, and just knock off the goals, the long run, the long ride, and week after week it just kind of builds on itself. Don't keep focusing on the end goal, but set small little goals in the meantime of, creating a food log and stuff like that, and just seeing how you feel and making sure you're eating well and stuff like that. And then small little goals will build up over time and help you get to that end goal. So hopefully the dog didn't distract you too much in the background. You got some information out of that, a quick little Facebook Live, just how to come back from burnout, and hopefully everybody's doing well out there. And happy training. We'll see you out on a race course soon. Talk to you later.